Hi guys, welcome to this video, and today we are in our ToLiss A319 and we are flying from Hamburg, Finkelwerder to Ljubljana. So I've got my flight plan and we're ready to go. So I'm just going to go ahead into better pushback and plan our pushback. There we go. So we're going to get pushback to just over there and on that line.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you're ready.
And we are going to call him through the menu and start pushback.
Ground to cockpit. Close driving up.
Perfect. So up here we're all ready to go. I've set this already, so our ADIs are aligned. All of this is perfect, no warnings. Oxygen set, all the calls are ready. Just going to go ahead, put the beacon lights on, the nav and logo lights on, and we will do that after we've had our pushback so we don't blind the driver. Over here all the hydraulics are on. The generators aren't ready yet, but that's because we've got all of that. We're just going to disconnect from the external power and we're going to go into the ToLiss ICS and get rid of the external power in the ground services.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to
we're on
connect.
APU
Next
power.
parking brake.
We're going to disengage the parking brake. All doors and hatches, we're going to see if they're closed. They are. And just do external check for that. So we are going from EDBH to LFBO. Today we're empty. This is just a ferry flight from the two Airbus factories in our lovely Lufthansa livery. We've got 7 tons of fuel on board, which is more than enough, and it's calm conditions for flying. We're just being lifted ever so slightly if you look out the window by the bypass pin.
Release parking brake.
Parking brake is released.
Starting pushback, and you may start the engines.
Okay, starting pushback, we may start engine. So we're just going to go ahead, put that to start, and flick engine master 1. Over here we've got our N2 is increasing. And I'll just give you guys an external view of that. Lovely CFMs roaring into life. And we're now on generator 1. So I'm going to go ahead and start engine 2. Just hear that PTU kicking in a tiny bit. Just starting to rotate. And just wait until that gets up to N2 60.9 and we are ready to taxi. So we've just got that little available sign just coming up, and we are also on generator 2. So I'm just going to go ahead after this is fully started, put that onto normal and switch off APU bleed. Just verify they're still working.
Please set parking brake.
Set the parking brake. We're empty today.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
So while we're waiting for him to disconnect the tow, I'm just going to go ahead and put the nose wheel steering on, which was actually already on. And we're going to go flight controls, elevators, rudder, speed brake off. And is there anything else we forgot? Disconnect. Disconnect. I'm just going to try the pitch. That is working fine. And finally, ailerons, which are also fully functional. So we're just going to taxi. We're going to take a right turn, and then we're going to taxi it along to over here, and then we're going to take off from over there. Okay. Just check that he's gone, give him a bit of ground space, otherwise we'll run him over. Idle the engines and put down our flaps to take off. We've got a V-speed today of 130 knots, as we are empty and there is not much wind. I'm going to go ahead and take off that parking brake, and we're ready to start taxiing. We don't need much throttle today because we're pretty empty. And I'll just put on the taxi lights as well. I'll wait until we're coming straight along here, and then I will switch off the APU. APU's off, and I'll put the runway turn off on, and the strobes on. I'll also put the auto brakes on max. I will arm that. I'll arm the ground spoilers, and I'll check the cabin, even though today it is empty, as this is just a short ferry flight. Just going to go down to the end. Check there's no one on the runway, which there wasn't, and I will take the takeoff config. So we're all set, and we've completed the takeoff checklist. This scenery is also freeware from the XPlane org store. I highly recommend you go and get it. So we're just going to turn down here at the next turning and join runway 33. Yes. Verify, and we are there. Just going to hold short, and I'm not on ATC, but if I was, this is where we'd verify and try and get clearance. Okay, we're going to switch on our landing lights, and we're going to switch that to takeoff, and we are also going to put the wing lights on, as it's going to be getting a bit dark. Slowly push that throttle forward. Okay, so once we get onto the runway, we're going to push the throttles forward to about 50%. And then we're going to go ahead and engage toga thrust. Today our cruising altitude is at 22,000 feet, and our flight plan is set. So I'm just going to go ahead and push that to 50%. Push the ailerons down. And she is pushing forward really fast today, because we are empty. V1, rotate. Positive climb, gear up. A little bit of turbulence, but not a great amount. Pulling up at 3,900 feet per minute. And once we get to 2,000 feet, I will go ahead and engage autopilot 1. Fill up the flaps. Keep the wing lights on, but retract the landing lights and switch off those. And we can keep the nav lights on 1, and the autopilot will now take control. And there is the Hamburg scenery beneath us. The A319 is rocketing away today. And we've reached our climb speed. And the auto throttle is engaged. So we'll hold at that speed. There we are. And we're just going to follow we've got a 5-knot tailwind today. I'm going to go ahead and disarm the ground spoilers. And we've got that warning. I'm actually not quite sure what it is. But we have got that warning. I'm just going to go put this in plan and give you guys a show of how flight plan looks. So there we are, and we've just got along there. So scrolling down, we go from there, and then we go on the downwind phase into Toulouse, London. And there we are now. I'm going to go put that back onto nav. 7-knot tailwind, little bit of turbulence, and we're empty, so I'm not going to bother taking off the seatbelt signs. Just give a little bit of a look at the fuel condition. We've got nothing in the centre tanks, so it's unnecessary to have those filled. Air temperature is -5, and the cruise temperature at our altitude is also going to be -28 on our flight plan. Yep, so the fuel, we're just getting it out of the left and right tanks. And when that gets down to a lower level, that will be when we'll start draining the empty tanks with fuel fast feed. We've got 6.6 tons on board, and our fuel flow is 5,200. 5,200 going into both engines. And we're just holding it at 280. The auto throttle has control, and we're beginning to level off to our cruise altitude. we're just in a couple of cirrus clouds, or is it stratus? I think it's cirrus at the moment. And it is nice flying conditions. Yes. Auto throttle was limited, but it wasn't doing its job, so I took manual control. Seems to be convinced. There we go. So our ground speed is 413 knots. If you want that in kilometers an hour, multiply it by 1.9 and you should get around about 800 kilometers per hour. So we've got sunset to the west, but it's not quite time, but if we just keep looking at 270 degrees, that's where our sunset should be, round about there. And there we go, autopilot's holding it at 280. I don't think we've got any other checks at the moment that we need to do. No. We can switch off pumps too, that's okay. Okay, it wants them on, but it won't make any difference because they're empty. Anything else we need to do? I'm not quite sure. Let's just have a look on the IFR high en route. So we've still got quite a long way to go, so I think we can go ahead and go to 32,000 feet now. And I will have to put that into performance. What is it, initialized? Which is firelight level 320, and it's going to -28 up there. Try and get above these clouds towards the sunset. Like I say, I'm leaving on the seatbelt signs as this is just a ferry flight. I'll just see estimated, so we've got 60 kilograms per minute running at the moment. So at the moment we have, okay, so when we're running at 60 kilograms a minute, we have 2490 plus 690 times that by 2 and divide that by 60. We have 106 minutes of cruise left, so that's 1 hour and 45 minutes. Just flying along nicely. Climbing at 2100 feet per minute. And we have 80 nautical miles until we reach N51 E007. And then can switch that to AC, and there we go. And we've got about 40 nautical miles until we reach our cruise altitude. And just got above those cirruses, got a couple more there. with a tailwind of 11 knots. Still not quite the time for sunset, but I have set this to January and it is getting quite late. Let me just have a look. At the moment it is, there must be a clock somewhere in this aircraft. 15 at 34. So we should have sunset in about an hour. Give it a look out of the left side of the aircraft over engine 1. You can just see there's a moon coming out. If you're new to Simply Simulation, I would like to draw your attention to XPlane 11 Career Mode. It is a brand new series that's being put out, and I mean, I made it, but I will say it, I really highly recommend. It's a story of a pilot called Harry Wilson, who from 1972, and it will go through his whole career. So at the moment we are on episode 1, but episode 2 and episode 3 have been made, so hold tight and I would highly recommend them. So at the moment he's got in his plane, he started it up, ready for his first flight, and the next episode we'll see him take to the skies for the first time. It's a really gripping series, aims to have about 4 or 5 aircraft in it. I've made it as realistic as I can. And I've definitely done my research, and it's worth watching the first episode just for a nice XPlane 11 clip of Concorde. Look on the other side of the aircraft, see if we can see sunset, but we can't quite yet. As for the ToLiss A319, I think it's an absolutely great aircraft. It is quite pricey, but I've only actually got one payware aircraft and I would just highly recommend it. The frame rate, if we look over in the top left, I'm getting about 60 frames per second on my PC, which has a RTX 2060, and I built myself. So that is very good. In terms of other aircraft, payware aircraft could only manage about half of that frame rate. In terms of the simulation, I think it's study level. Everything for me looks absolutely perfect, and the detail they've gone to is for sure amazing. I think I might also start coming on a couple of 737 because I've got the Zebo, and leave in the comments if you'd like to see some 737 videos, or if you're pretty happy with the ToLiss as my primary aircraft. So we're still over Germany with 12 knot tailwind. Just cruising quite nicely. We're about 25 minutes into our flight, so I think we have about 30 minutes until we're beginning our descent. So we shouldn't have any worries with the fuel. Just going to switch on those lights. Why is this not working? Come on, ToLiss. I've just said how good you are. Yeah, there we go. So it's just a fallout. In terms of this, they're all nice and bright. The PFDs light up the ND a bit more, and just a loudspeaker on the captain side. However, if you watch lots of these videos, you will know I prefer flying as the co-pilot. Not quite sure why. I've just got used to flying with this sort of view and got used to taxiing and knowing where my centre line is. Cockpit doors actually are not at the moment, but that's fine because we're empty, so if we wanted to, we'd actually leave this open. For those of you interested in the ToLiss, can't quite remember how you open this, I think. Do you do it here? It's unlocked. Maybe we just go through it. There you just go through it. This is how the galley looks. Really absolutely amazing modelling. I've also got the texture pack downloaded, so that's why my cockpit textures look on par with the flight factor. And that's a freeware thing you can get. Here's the cabin, really nicely modelled cabin. There are custom cabins you get off the XPlane org store, and it's just really good. It's got the lights, it's even got the row numbers and row letters, so this is just really good. F-mod, as you can hear. Emergency exit row, always the best place to sit on a plane. And now you can hear the bit of weight turbulence as we are behind the engine rather than that grinding intake sound. This is our rear galley. Over there we've got a toilet. Unfortunately we can't go inside, although I will have a look to see what's inside. Nothing. Then we've got rear doors where the cabin crew sits, and then the rear galley, and a little window you come to look out of while you're waiting to use the toilet. Back here in the cockpit, we are approaching N51E007. I'm just going to go through the flight plan. And this is at 320. So we've got quite a long way to go before we begin descending. So it's LIM, that's when we need to reduce our speed to 266, and so we're 578 nautical miles, so that's a long way away from our destination. And estimated time of arrival is at 17:06, which is 1 hour 20 away. So please excuse me, we're going to need more fuel. I know you should never do that, but I didn't want to let you guys down. I obviously didn't check before my flight. I underestimated how long it would take. And over on the captain's side, I'll just put his to plan, or it could be a her, could be a her. And on to 320. We should be well in the sunset by the time we land. Maybe it might be a nighttime landing. I think it may be a nighttime landing. That is all, so sorry to bore you. We're just going to be cruising for a while now. I'm just going to give you a wing view and just leave you there for a while. Just hearing the cruise hum of those CFMs. change that for you. Yep, so if you're watching the cruise, I'll just go take you guys back into the cockpit. We have got 108 nautical miles until our next waypoint, which is at 210 degrees. Time is 15:46, and we are at 55 French seconds. Meanwhile, up here, not much to say. And fuel-wise, it shouldn't be a stretch anymore. We're doing 35 kilograms of fuel per minute. The true air temperature is negative 24. The FAT, I'm not quite sure what that stands for. I'm just gonna go and find that out for you. So the SAT, SAT temperature, Airbus. Okay, so clarification on what is 2AT on airline.net forum. So TAT is total air temperature, so that's what the probe is reading. Okay. So the air's heated, so the number's actually higher than the actual air temperature. Ah, okay. So with the SAT, which stands for, that's, okay, so if the plane was stood still, the SAT is the temperature it would be. It's not, because total air temperature counts in all the friction and all of that. So we're clear skies, and the SAT is negative 48, so we don't need any anti-ice on. However, I will just go into the anti-ice. Probe heat can be off. The engine anti-heat, that will make us less efficient, so that can also be off. Wing anti-ice doesn't need to be on. And I don't think we actually have pilots on our A319. I'm still moderately new to the A319, so I'm not quite sure about pilot, what that type of stuff we've got. Yes. I think I'll switch the wing light off. And the runway turn off light, oh god, I left that on. So we've got 88.5 nautical miles until our next waypoint. And when will we be crossing the German border is still quite a long time. I'll switch to terrain, but there shouldn't be any terrain troubling us at this point, but we must have a couple of mountains down there, so let's go and have a look. I know we can't be seeing. Sunrise is just going down. Over there we can see the sunrise. So look at the circuit breaker, don't know why, just a bit bored I suppose at the minute. Yeah, so there's obviously, if we need to reset one of the circuits, that is what we would do, but we don't do that in flight because that has happened previously on an A320 Air Asia, I think, where the pilot tried to reset the circuit breaker in flight because there was a rudder issue. If you really want to go to the flight channel, you can get more information on this. And unfortunately the aircraft crashed. So yeah. I think we can climb to, I'll try on 36,000 feet, where we might be able to have a bigger tailwind. So just go pull that. Here the auto starts trying to compensate. So flight level 360, flight level 360, and for initialization wise it will be negative 28 up there. So we do not need to worry about fuel freezing because I think we have A1 at the moment because we're just on a European route, no Jet A, and I think the freezing point of that is negative 52. So we should be well clear of that. And we're doing EDDH to LFBO, where this aircraft will be operating a charter and a scheduled service, or I'm not quite sure what it will be doing, back to Germany, but I think it's going to be going to Munich after this. I will not be flying that, so you can just imagine what will happen. Climbing at 1600 feet per minute. We're on Mach 0.773. With a 13 knot tailwind, and I think that will go up to about 15 knots. We have a cost index of 30 on this route, which is okay, and we are almost going to be surfing the overspeed line. Back up here, not much to say. The left battery is slightly lower than the right battery, but nothing that we need to be worrying about. Leave all the anti-ices off, and the cockpit dome is on. Again, I'm quite new to this aircraft, so I'm actually not quite sure how we're going to switch that off if we are landing. It might be the console floor. No, it's not. That's a separate line. Although I can't actually see what it's doing. Oh, I don't know what I pressed there. But we're looking fine. Still climbing, and we're at 35,300. We're coming up to some clouds, so the frame rate has dropped, unfortunately, to 40 frames per second. But that's not something we need to be worrying about, because I can't tell it different personally. Maybe pro gamers can, but that's not me. So here we are, we're upwards some cirrus clouds at flight level 360.
Close till I get up, time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Hello guys and welcome back. So we're just going to go start our descent. We've already decelerated to 249 as requested on the ECAM. And now we're just going to go ahead and begin descending to flight level 100. And there we go. And I'm just going to pull that. We're going to engage the spoilers. So we get a decent descent rate without engaging speed. So we're flying empty, so I'm just going to go ahead and initiate quite an aggressive descent of about 5,000 feet per minute. And like I say, because we're empty, we've not got any passengers to have to worry about. So if we go and bring this up, we can see, look, it's requesting flight level 100. And if we go ahead and look on the MCDU, it is also saying we want to arrive at our next waypoint at 3,500 feet. But we want to get to LIM at flight level 102. Okay, I'm just going to put that on to 40, and we are still not quite in range of our next waypoint. It's still a very long way away. But hopefully we'll be able to change our PFD, I think that's the PFD, into 160 range. And the captain over there has his on plan. Okay. There we go. Might swap mine around. I don't know if I can. Yeah, I'll swap mine. Actually, there's not much point really. Lovely sunset off to the west. I'm just going to go to the captain and look on our AV tab. We are over Bergerac. Nous sommes près de Toulouse. We are near Toulouse. So just coming over the French Alps, or that's the French Alps. Yeah, they're kind of the Alps. And we are descending nicely. Very nearly in 160 nautical miles of our destination. However, we are actually, if we get rid of the cruise and everything, only 100 nautical miles from our destination. However, we need to do the approach patterns and all of that. On the wings, the spoilers are out, just giving us a good descent rate. We are 80 miles from our next waypoint, and yeah, we should definitely be at the right altitude by then. It's getting a little dark, so I'm just going to go ahead and put the wing lights on. Just to keep the engines nicely in view. We're just going below the clouds now, and we see the sunset is setting over there at probably about 270 degrees directly in the west. Auto throttle has control of our throttle, as it's in the name. There we go. Okay, oops. There we go. Aurillac, Bergerac, and Toulouse is within range. So, when we go into Toulouse, we're just going to be doing a couple of approach, and hopefully we'll go straight in. And then Blanc is over there. Blanc. And there is our runway. It's also a major base where they make Airbus. So just getting you guys ready for when we go into Toulouse. I've got a freeware scenery installed. It's a really good scenery. Again, XPlane.org store, completely free. Totally recommend you go get it. 70 nautical miles of our next waypoint. It's just coming up onto our PFD. If you guys want to know what that stands for, that's peripheral flight display. There we go. Seeing that come into pattern, if you want to shake. But still quite a long way yet off. On the captain's flight display, I'm just going to go and have a look at how our approach is going to look. Just hitting a slight bit of turbulence around the cloud over here, but it's nothing to be worried about. We can certainly handle this. See if there's any wing flex. Tad wing flex, but not much. Back in the cockpit. This is our captain's flight plan. So we're just going to come into Toulouse, heading southwest, and then we're going to take a series of left turns to be heading southeast into Toulouse. We've got a tailwind of 6 knots, and we are approaching flight level 100, and now we're approaching level 100. I'm going to go put that on 100. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Am I coming in for landing? Hopefully we'll get to land in daylight hours, because I'm not a fan of nighttime landings. But according to our flight plan, we need to enter destination data. So that's all fine. Arrival, and we're going to approach with ILS, which one's closest to our flight plan. We'll be coming in southeast, which will be around 90, or actually we have a runway left, so runway 14 left. And we're going to go with no star and no rear. Insert. Plan. brake is still out, so we're just going to pull that back in. Because we reached the right altitude. Go ahead, put that into 20 and okay, couple issues there. Okay, so we're just going to do a circle, come in, round there, and down there, into Toulouse. I've entered destination. Right, so just need to enter destination data. I'm not quite sure how to do that. It's negative 56, that's our cruise, but that shouldn't be worrying us. That should be fine. And then we're going to go in 14 left. So now we're I'm just going to get our ILS ready for 14 left, and we can tune the radios when we get closer. We are 46 nautical miles from our next waypoint. We've got a tailwind of 5. 5 knots. Back into the flight plan. Okay, when we reach our next waypoint, we are going to have to be at flight level 68. So I'll move that into 8. Then into the 1000s, flight level 60, flight level 68, and engage. Auto throttle compensating for the additional speed, and I'll put spoilers out. Hopefully this should be able to get us under the turbulence, which would be very good because that should stop up turbulence. So we're just going to come in over there, then we're going to do our loop and in on 14 left. At this point I think the captain and the co-pilot will brief each other on the approach. Well, I'm flying this single-handedly, so that will not happen. There we are. So N43 East 001 is definitely the most important of waypoints that we will need to use. Up until now though, like I say, we just left the seatbelt signs on. I'd brief the cabin crew, and the seatbelt signs would be going back on, if not already, due to turbulence. There's a highway over there. And we're still descending at 1,000 feet per minute to flight level 067. And you've just got an alarm because the flight brake is still out. And I know the speed brake is still out, so I'll just pull it in. There it is. Also, just going to get myself what speed. I need 249, 249, 249. And then after that, I am doing ILS approach. 32 miles until we reach that waypoint, and then that is when we start beginning our downwind phase. Getting ever closer by the minute. Estimated time of arrival is at 17:08. which is in about 15 minutes. So this is, keep watching, because landing is coming soon. There's another airport over there. We don't need to dim the lights because it's not completely dark yet. However, strobes are on, beacon on, wing on, nav and logo 2, nose light off, and then we will pull out the landing lights fairly soon, and we'll have the runway turn-off lights. After landing as well, we'll be at the taxi lights. Just getting ready for approach now. We are in sniffing distance of Toulouse. Can't see the airport yet, but our trusty 319 is certainly on the way. How much fuel have we got on board? Wow, we still have 8 tons. I must have miscalculated how much we needed, because I added a bit extra. So we've had 31 minutes since I remembered to start the clock, but that is kind of annoying. And I will time the approach. I know that's not what pilots do, but that is what I will do. Now I'm just looking at here. Yeah, slight offsets because of the wind. Even though it's a tailwind and it's only off 4 knots, so that shouldn't provide any trouble for landing. This turbulence is a bit annoying, so that might be a bit of a situation while landing, but I don't think it will be. Switch off the dome light. I'll use this time to find out where the dome light button is. Anti-ice, CPU, dome, off. Standby compass, all of this is fine. And overhead lights, just a little bit brighter. Maximum brightness. And all of those is already on brightness of maximum. So moves that into 40, then we're going to be taking a left turn, do a loop, and in on 14 left with the ILS approach. So flight level 68, flight level 61, flight level 51, 3,020 feet and land. So when we are on the approach, that's when we need 3,020 feet. Perfect. So let's go ahead, look on our map where we are. We're very near to Toulouse. And then use the XPlane textures. There we are. Just passing over Montauban now. Yep, Montauban. And then we are probably going to start doing our pattern around about there. Time is 5 o'clock, and we are estimating to land in about 9 minutes, so it's about around landing. Cabin crew 10 minutes for landing. Hmm. 10 nautical miles. Go up. Scroll up a bit. Still up in the middle. Put that on 20. Left got to be in the middle. There we are. On 20, that's perfect. We are 1 hour 47 into the flight. And the time is 5 o'clock, so this should be almost exactly a 2-hour flight. Honestly, this is a lot longer than expected. I kind of underestimated. I thought that my geography wasn't quite there. I didn't realise how close to Denmark Hamburg was. I thought it was more around the Amsterdam region, and I didn't realise how far south Toulouse was, because that's almost in Spain. But that's fine. Move that on to 10. Quite a lot of buffeting from the wind, a bit of turbulence, and the stars are coming out, and the sunset is off to our west. It's a lovely sunset indeed. So we're nearly at north 43, east 001. And it's flight level 68, then once we get there we need to descend to flight level 61. And off to the left side of the aircraft, that is Toulouse Airport, and 14 left is over there, and that is where we aim to land. Unfortunately we're going to have to do the circling, but I'm sure we can sort that out. So there we go, 0.8 nautical miles. Scroll down. 0.2, 3.6, down to 6.1, taking a left bank, and then that is Toulouse out of the window. That is the city of Toulouse with XPlane auto imagery. So we're just going to be going to there, and there we are. We are 1.7 nautical miles away. And I forgot to pull that, so we're kind of high now, which is not good. Right, we need to go to flight level 52. Come on, I want to pull. There we go, flight level 52. 1.6 nautical miles from N43 East 001. And I think we're now going to go to 18. No, we're not. We're going to do our circle. And during that circle, we will descend to 3,020 feet. Okay, and reduce speed to 215, so we can pull out our flaps. So flap speed, so we can pull out at 215. We can pull out the flaps at 1+, so I'll just move that a bit down to 205. Pull flaps down. Now see those slats coming down. Okay, just going to put this on nav mode now. And follow that circle. Absolutely perfect there. And then we are still descending to there. Right. Oh dear. Okay. Didn't quite cross check that. And reduced altitude, reduced speed to 195. Pull out speed brakes to increase our descent rate. Perfect. There you go, slats 1 plus flaps. Okay, take down the speed brakes. 3020, yeah. And provided this works, all shall go well. We're just going to go to that start and then we'll CI14 left. So we'll just go around there and then into runway 14 left. So I'll tune the ILS's 108.9 megahertz. So 108.9. Yes. Not quite sure which one that is, but I don't mind. There you go. Okay, and nav 1 and nav 2. And close that tab. And then wait until we're on ILS, and then I will pull up the flaps more. There's still a slight bit of turbulence, so you're going to go there and then 14 left. Okay, so Toulouse 08, and then we want to be at 160 knots by the time we are at CI. No, we want to be at 196 knots at CI14 left, which is exactly what we have planned. There's the Toulouse airport. And we want to be at 3,000 feet, which is, we are at 3,000 feet. We need to go to 3,000, 3,000, 3,000, then LFBO 540, so we can ignore our autopilot later. 4 knots crosswind at the moment, so we've got, that will be a headwind by the time we land, because at the moment it's like that, and that will be nice. So the wind's going that way, or no, that will actually be a tailwind, but at 4 knots it won't impact our flight. Okay, we're going to CI14 left, 196, 197, and then we're going to be landing at 126 knots, because remember, we are empty, and there's our runway we aim to land on. Go look at our AV tab. Okay. And wait until that is okay. Reduce speed to 170, 160. Gear down. Okay. So landing lights on. Cabin crew landing. On that. And approach. Okay, on. Wing light on. 2,000 feet. And we're on ILS approach now. Gear is down. Flaps full. Disengage auto throttle. Now we want our speed to be around about 140. And I will disengage the autopilot. I have manual control. More 40. And bring that down to 1, 2, 5, 128. Slightly deviating to the right. I think that's that crosswind. I know it's 3 knots, but making a little impact. Take the plane to its time is 17:11, so that's almost exactly what was predicted. Messing this up a bit. Yep, just verify the gear's down and there are 3 greens. And we're going to do manual braking when we land. And after that we are going to taxi right, cross 14 right and park up in Toulouse Airport. Nicely steady, steady, steady. Ground spoilers are armed for touchdown. Glide slope warning, pull it up a little bit. Yeah, still a bit low. Reduce throttle. No, increase throttle, we don't want to stall it. Land. There. 10. 238 feet per minute. That's acceptable. But nothing amazing. Manual braking. Take out the reversers. 50 knots. 35 knots. That's good enough. When we turn off lights on, taxi lights on, and take the landing lights off, but we're not going to attract them, and the wing lights off. Brake a little bit more, and taxi. Nose wheel steering kicking in. So all in all, except from the bad fuel judgment, we followed our flight plan absolutely spot on. We did our circle and everything else, so that is very good. And let's put this on to VFR section now. And over there we are going to cross the runway 14 left and going to take a right turn down there, and taxi normally. So if we take a right turn, we are heading to where the traffic would be, so we'll be able to see if there's any traffic. And they will be able to see our beacon light, or our anti-collision light. Perfect, gonna go ahead, put the dome light on bright, so we can see what we're doing down here. and if we need to look at any taxi charts, we can. So we're just gonna wait until we are here, and I'm gonna give you guys a replay of that landing. Right, so just about there, a bit forward, just a little time lapse. Here we are, replay camera. You see that turbulence just a little bit, the wings just rising a little bit. Here are those CFMs on idle, and then you can see the hangars on the side of the aircraft, and over there we can see there's a couple A380s ready for delivery. With the runway, retard, touchdown, reverse is engaged, external view, there we are, and nose wheel, held up a little bit and then nose wheel goes down. There we go, so acceptable landing with that plug-in. Again, free plug-in, highly suggest you guys go and get it. A couple of belugas over there, just unloading, and our stand is, I'm not quite sure where our stand is unfortunately, for us. I think we go down here and we take a left, and then we park amongst those, and then it will be moved to the place where the next flight will take place. Just move the throttle up a bit, speed up this taxiing, try and taxi at say 20 knots. So just going to go down there, cross down there and park. So this is probably where they test the aircraft, there's the blast walls, so this is probably where engine tests take place. Because remember, this is a factory airport, on par with Painfield, or Everett in the USA, or Boeing Field, Painfield, however you call it. Okay, so take a little bit of left turn. Unfortunately, I don't think this was the most direct way, but it was an okay way. Let's taxi. I'll take the runway turn-offs off. Taxi down here. And take a left turn next to a Swiss A330. Just open parking, so there's no lines, so I'll just do what I think's about right. Idle the throttle, engage the parking brake, retract the flaps, start the APU. We're not in much rush, we've got fuel to burn. taxi lights off, strobe, beacon off, and the runway turn off light can go off as well. And then that will also go off. Nav and logo on 1. Here we are. Brakes are hot, so put the brake fan on. Let's just have a look. Temperature on the ground is 8 degrees Celsius. Going ahead, take those IRSs off. De-align the zeros because we are going to be sitting here for quite a while. And yeah, we just got the flight control, a couple random warnings coming up. And that is because there are faults on all of the ground proximity warning systems. There we are. Wait until the AP is available, and we'll get a little light coming up over there. Just go into the APU panel. APU panel flap is open, 420 degrees Celsius. And APU available. APU gen is available. Go ahead and take those engines off. Lights just flashing. We are on APU power now. Those engines just going off over there. Engines just going off. Perfect. Generator 2s and 1 off. Wants them on, but I mean there's nothing to do there. Any other after flight checks? I do not think so. I'll take off the cabin fans, not much point having them on. And thank you very much for watching the stream. It took me a long time to film and a long time to transfer the files, so please do leave a like at least and a subscribe if you're feeling ultra generous. So thank you very much, and we are going to take the batteries off, APU off, batteries off. So thank you very much for watching. See you next time.